Welcome to Homestead Reptile. Today we're going to do a quick look over at Dubia.com's garter snake care. So I just saw this and I wanted to give it a quick look to see what it's about. So there's one thing that really stood out to me. It's a pretty good care guide, but it is not optional that garter snakes can be kept in groups. It is a need for them. As they need food and water, they need social groups. Here's a study. This was done in 2020, I'm sorry, not 2022, 2020. And they have determined that these snakes seek out interaction, social interactions, not just for mating. They seek it out. They prefer living in large groups. They are social, and their social habits, their personalities influence how the social group works. Bold snakes bring out shy snakes, but if those bold snakes are in a massive group of shy snakes, those bold ones become shy. They have social trends, kind of, with the whole boldness brings out the social ones, makes them more social, and shy ones make bold ones in larger groups less bold. They are social. They need to be kept in groups. And another thing that I didn't like is a 18-inch long garter snake can live in a 12 by 12 by 12. A 12 by 12 by 12 is ridiculously small. I have no idea why they would say this is an acceptable enclosure. I keep newborn neonates in something like this. Newborn neonates that are 5 to 6 inches, little spaghetti noodles. That's a 10-gallon. I wouldn't even say is suitable for an 18-inch garter snake. And a 10-gallon is a lot better than what they're recommending, a 12 by 12 by 12. I keep thumbnail dart frogs in that. Thumbnail dart frogs. I don't know why they would recommend a 12 by 12 for an 18-inch garter snake. I'm guessing they're also assuming that you're keeping it by itself. So a 12 by 12 minimum for an 18-inch lonely eastern garter snake. That garter snake is going to be a little spastic and not enjoying life. I don't like that. So the care guide is pretty good, but they just had some questionable things, like their food recommendation. They recommended some weird foods. What is garter snake chow? They had garter snake chow. What is garter snake chow? Is it like a dog food pellet? I have never heard of garter snake chow. I don't know what in the world they're talking about. And then they put worms. Okay, so what's worms? There are certain worms that are toxic to garter snake. Worms. Okay. So then they also had sand eels. I have never heard of feeding sand eels. I don't even know what a sand eel is. So that's questionable. Then they had quail eggs, and that might be kind of something interesting. Maybe I'll try that, but garter snakes aren't normally in the wild eating eggs, but that's the least harmful thing. There are some things I would be very, very suspicious of when they are explaining their diets. But again, it's like the care guide isn't horrible, but I would actually say it's a care guide I would steer people away from using, because the information is not the best, and some of it is kind of out of date, which surprises me, because again, they put UV on there. That UVB can have benefits from it, but they put optional with keeping them in groups. I would say garter snakes need to be in groups more than they need UVB. I would say group it up before you do the UVB. Will they get benefits from UVB? Yes. They have more benefits being in social groups. They need to be social. I will scream this on top of the hills. They are a social snake. Keep them socially. If you don't want to keep them socially, there's thousands of other snakes that you can have that are not social. They are social snakes. Social snakes. Groups need buddies. Again, it's not optional. They need it. I would never let one of my baby garter snakes go to someone who is going to keep it in solitary confinement. It's wrong. Again, examples. I'm showing you lots of examples of my garter snakes being in groups. This is the baby group. Groups. They love being in groups. They love being with their friends. I know who likes who.